Guiding freshmen through the 5-day orientation program on campus, small group leaders are the backbone of Camp Crimson. They usher freshmen into their first week of college and act as mentors and friends along the way. This is Sooner Stories. Deadline for small group leader applications for Camp Crimson is quickly approaching. I'm your host, Michael Buchanan, and this is Sooner Stories. In studio today, we have joining us OU Nightly reporter Bella O'Neill-Dooley and the coordinator for orientation programs, Colin Wilson. Bella, take it away.
Thanks, Michael, and I'm here with my buddy Colin. Colin, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's warmed up today. The weather's nice. The sun's out.
Yeah, I agree. I love the warm weather. It makes me so happy. And you know what else makes me happy? Camp Crimson. And for those that don't know, what is Camp Crimson? What's the mission of the camp?
Yeah, that's a great question. For those who don't know, Camp Crimson is a 4.5-day orientation experience for all incoming new students. And so not just our freshman students, we want to welcome our transfer students, our non-traditional students. And really the idea behind Camp Crimson is how do we connect these new students with the resources on campus, whether it's student life and getting them engaged in a community, or maybe getting them connected with some accommodations in the Accessibility Disability Resource Center and making sure they know what's available to them, right? Because there is so much.
Yeah, and in those students get into small groups, right? And they have leaders. What does it take to be an SGL? What is an SGL?
Right. Another great question. A small group leader is someone that really has a caring for other people. At its core, that's what we're looking for. You don't have to be a great leader. You don't have to have a ton of leadership experience to be a small group leader. You just have to have a willingness to learn and to be present for these new students, because they need someone to look up to. They need someone to help model the way, right? How do you be that OU student that we want them to be?
Exactly. And who can be an SGL?
Yeah, anyone can be a small group leader. If you are going to be an enrolled student in the spring and the fall, upcoming year, then you can be a small group leader.
That's awesome. Is there any type of compensation or maybe a scholarship or something like that?
Yeah, so we do offer a $250 scholarship for those that are able to participate for the entirety of Camp Crimson.
Nice.
And we're flexible with people. A lot of people are worried if they have to work a lot in August that they're not going to be able to be a small group leader and they're not going to get that $250. But we're able to work with people on case-by-case basis and work on a sliding scale on that stipend.
Okay, and with that type of time commitment, worrying about the $250, what is that type of commitment over the summer, even throughout the school year?
So right now we have 3 spring training dates. It's March 29th, April 12th, and April 26th. These are about 3 hours long each day, and that's really the only time commitment in the spring. In August, we are going to start August 17th and 18th for training days. And then, of course, Camp Crimson is August 19th through the 23rd. And that's the Wednesday through Sunday before school starts.
Okay. And we have record-breaking freshman classes coming in. How is Camp Crimson reacting to that and adapting to those numbers?
Yes. It is a challenge to plan a program for, I think we're looking at around 7,000 incoming students. And so logistically, we are finding spaces. The idea is it's super hot in August, and right, we want to accommodate our campers in a way that we're not always out in the heat. And so we're constantly looking around campus for what spaces are available, where can we have our programs, how can we manage the time of day where we're doing things outside. And so we're always thinking about that kind of stuff. And then facilities wise, this past year we had opening session in the stadium because we outgrew McCaslin. That's where we've had it previously. And so we're doing things like that to continue to improve the experience for new students.
Okay, and you brought up it's really hot in August. What if you did slip and sides or water gun fights or something? That sounds fun to me.
I'm all for a good water activity. Growing up, I loved going to the pool, going to the lake, and so this past year we did something called Crimson Water Park.
Oh, cool.
We had a whole event at the pool. We had a belly flop contest. We had a dunk tank, and so we're all for that. We want people to come out and enjoy the heat a little bit, cool off in the pool because it's here. Why not use it, right?
I'll break out my water wings and stuff, hold my nose,
Yeah,
jump
yeah.
in the water. What's like your dream event to put on for Camp Crimson? Because I know like at the end there's like big concert or something like that.
Man, that is a good question. I think, I would love to host a huge concert for Camp Crimson, but I think with the Sowell series that we started this past year, I think the concert works really well during that time. And so for Camp Crimson, I think as we look at like how we get people integrated with athletic tradition on campus, of partnering more with athletics, and we did this past year at March the Match, so the soccer game, and so looking at how that partnership evolves and building off of that, and how do we get these students to more athletic events, whether it is during the 4.5 days of Camp Crimson or, the idea that camp never stops, right? How do we keep them coming back and participating, not only as campers, but, as OU students, right?
Yeah, and it's like the 30th year of Camp Crimson coming up, right? So do you have anything big planned for that?
I'm not sure if we have anything we want to share yet, but just so we do have things in the works. Our director, Zach Stevens, he's a genius when it comes to thinking about how we can be intentional of our programming. And with it being the 30th anniversary, we're really excited in the office as a team.
How do you see it growing for the next 30 years?
Oh man, that's a good question. I guess it depends on enrollment, right? As enrollment goes up, Camp Crimson will have to keep getting bigger as long as we have it in August, and so we'll continue to adapt and make the programming fit to the group that we're working with. Whether it's a smaller group, a bigger group, or the same size, we'll continue to improve it.
Yeah, and do you know of any personal stories or impacts to a specific freshman or transfer student like that Camp Crimson has made a positive change in their college career?
Actually, funny enough, we did something new this past year called Magic Moments, and one of the Magic Moments was a tour of OU Nightly and Gaylord and some of the programs. So funny story. We had a student there that they had come in and they were not having the best experience thus far in camp and integrating into OU, and the experience they had in that Magic Moment and that group experience where they got to experience something new that really resonated with them, and they've told our staff that they had planned to transfer out. Like they weren't going to start classes, they were going to leave, and they stayed just because of that experience. And you don't hear that a lot, but we know it happens, and so to have someone tell us that in the moment is one of those really rewarding things that we get to do as staff members working with these kinds of programs. So that was really awesome.
Yeah, that sounds great because I was a transfer student too, and so having OU be a welcoming space and having Gaylord and OU Nightly like this, it's really changed the impact in the course of my future. Yeah. And just what's your favorite part of OU? Because this is probably my favorite part of OU.
So for those who don't know, I was not an OU alum, or I am not. I'm from Georgia. I've been in this role for about 1.5 years, and so really integrating myself into OU athletics and becoming a fan. My wife and I are going to be season ticket holders for the upcoming football season, and so I'd have to say, going to those football games and experiencing that grand experience has been one of my favorite things. The first football game we went to was the Michigan game this past year.
Ooh, that's a great
So it was a
game
good
to go
one.
to.
It was I don't know if every football game is going to be that great, but that one was definitely an awesome first one to go to.
Yeah. Where are your seats? Do you know?
We're going to be in section 22. It's like one section in between us and then the student section. And my wife and I, we like the vibes. We like the energy. We want to be standing up, and we're like, we don't want to be right next to the student section, but maybe, a little bit of a buffer.
Feel the vibe a little bit.
Yeah, we'll still get the energy from them, but we won't be right next to them, right?
All right, well, thank you so much, Colin. This has been a great interview, and I'll throw it back to Michael.
Thank you, Bella, and thank you, Colin, for joining us. Applications for SGL Leaders is closing on March 2nd and can be found on the website shown on your screen. And thank you for watching us on Sooner Stories. We'll see you next time.